How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is a map update for Farming Simulator 22 on the mod map Burgenlandkreis. And currently there is a history of a new save game being required. Please take note of where you started your save game in comparison to the changelogs available. If your current save game is prior to the changelogs that requires a new save game, then do not update your save file unless you're willing to potentially break your current save. Now this is where it gets confusing. So on the mod hub, it currently lists the version currently as 1.2.0.0, but the highest version number or changelog number that I see in the list is currently sit at 1.1.0.1, and I have done the map update for the previous update 1.1.0.0. So I think that there's a typo in the version number on the mod hub, and this is for changelog 1.1.0.1. So starting with caution, a new save game is required. Shelter in the Schmiedel farm building removed. Trigger at pizzeria moved upwards because it was under the floor. Gates at pig fattening removed from the connection to the farmland, which means they can be opened by anyone for the sale point. Fill type error for the silos in crop farming. Error solar park that no income is generated. Farm ID removed from the buildings that have a connection to farmland. Floating trees replanted. Fix bugs in the decoration of farmer Peters and pig fattening. Fixed invisible collie from the power box at the LPG. Hessian fermenter checked out of missions in single player, farmlands revised and the roads made special, and another €0 property made possible. Vehicles given a different farm ID at the dealer. Gates at the dealer, cement plant, grain mill, and dairy now have opening times in which they only open at certain times. When you start the map for the first time, these gates will only open at the next hour change. Added fruit destruction 2.0, added field grass as a new fruit. Electricity and methane are no longer sold directly at the BGA. Prices and receipts adjusted. Added grass in the construction menu. Yields increased, and the soils were remade for precision farming in order to counteract the low yields during the missions. GDR storage hall at Agri LB fixed. Problems with the roller doors, but a new save game is required for the changes to take effect. Whew, and that is it. So let's start at the top and work our way down. So after the caution, new save game is required, shelter in the Schmiedel farm building removed. So the Schmiedel farm building, if we take a look at our key, is this pink building set right here, the Burhof Schmiedel. And if we look down here, the pink is right here. So let's go here. Now I'm not quite sure what building they are referring to that has been removed. Again, it says shelter in the Schmiedel farm building removed. Again, I'm not sure what shelter they're referring to that has been removed, but they're saying it's removed. Trigger at the pizzeria moved upward because it was under the floor. Well, if we take a look at the map, the pizzeria is right here. And you can see there's the trigger right there. Gates at the pig fattening removed from the connection to the farmland, which means that they now can be opened by anyone for the sales points. So up here is the pig fattening. Let's go into the workshop. So what was happening is that these gates were connected to the farmland, and if you didn't own the farmland, then you couldn't open the gates. But now that it's disconnected, anybody can come by and open the gates. And the reason this is important is because there's a sell point right here, construction site pigstones. So because there's a sell point here, there's another, I think this is a buy point actually. Oh no, this is sell point. So there's a couple of sell points, but because the gates wouldn't open unless you bought the land, you had to buy the land, then you could use the sell points. It was obviously causing some issues. Let's see, field type errors from the silos in crop farming. Errors solo park, no income is generated. Farm ID removed from buildings that have a connection to farmlands. So again, similar to the gates, I think that the same thing is happening with the buildings as well, to where the buildings are now able to be used even if you don't own the land. Floating trees are planted. Fix bugs in the decoration of Farmer Peters and pig fattening. Well, I mean, decoration looks fine over here. Yeah, looks real good. Let's take a look at Farmer Peters. Farmer Peters is... Let's see, which one is... Buer Peters. So that's blue, and blue is right here. So let's check out... Oops. Okay, so maybe I was wrong about being able to open doors, because, yeah, I can't get out of here. Can I get out? There we go. Now let's go to Farmer Peters, which should be right next door. Yeah, see, maybe I was wrong about the connection, because, again, a previous one said, let's see, Farm ID removed from the buildings that have a connection to farmlands. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I can't get in here. But let's take an overview. Let's see, decorations. I mean, I'm seeing decorations, and it looks pretty good. I'm trying to get that. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, nice. Fix invisible Kali from Powerbox and LPG. Now, I think what they're referring to here, if we go to LPG, which I believe was... where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. LPG, there it goes. It's in the green, which is right here. So we can go down here. And then, oops. What I believe they are referring to is this right here. So just through this gate, there's this power box right here. You can see the little electricity thing. I think there was a collision that was sticking out here that wasn't working out for people, so they ended up removing that. Hessian Fermenter checks out of missions in single player. So in single player, what was happening is you were getting contracts that were requiring you to take the product to the fermenting silo. And now it looks like that has been removed. Let's see. Farmlands revised and the road made special and another €0 property made possible. So again, what I think this is, if you click the road network now, you have a $0 property value, farmland number 254, and that encompasses all the roads throughout the entire map. So that's, I believe, what that is. Vehicles given a different farm ID at the dealer. Gates at the dealer, cement plant, grain mill, and dairy now have opening times, which only open at certain times. When you start the map the first time, the gates will only open at the next hour change. So the shop is right here. Whoops, if I can click on it. And at the shop and those various locations, like they said, there are gates that are in front of each one of the buildings, and they will only open at the time of that they're listed at. Now you can see the gates are open right now because it's after 9 o'clock, but they are normally open from 7 to 1900 hours. So yeah, that's a nice little addition. Added fruit destruction 2.0. Added field grass is a new fruit. Well, we can see that right here. Field grass. There's nothing planted at the moment for field grass, but it is a new field type, or a new fruit type. Electricity and methane are no longer sold directly at the BGA. So BGA is, I believe, is that here? No. I'm trying to remember where the BGA is. I think it's down here. Yep, there we go. Now, can I afford 500,000? I should be able to buy that. Let's go ahead and buy it. Yep, perfect. So there it is. Okay, so you can see down the bottom right hand side, electrical charge and methane are no longer sold as a behind the scene kind of thing. You actually have the ability to extract them or load them out of this area and put them, like sell them into other productions or into other sell points. So that is nice. You can do that. Let's see. Prices and recipes adjusted. So on the recipe guides, these should all be, and I'm not just saying just for biogas, but for all the recipes, looks like they've been looked at and adjusted. Same thing with prices. If we take a look at the price here, we should see kind of a different set of values than what we were previously seeing. Let's see. Added grass in the construction menu. Well, that is landscape and painting. I believe they're referring to this. Grass and dry grass right here. Yields increase, and the soils were remade for precision farming in order to counteract the low yields during the missions. So they had revamped all the kind of precision farming ground states to be able to compensate for any issues that they were running into. So you can see it here. Let's see, how about here? And yeah, so that's nice. And then finally, GDR storage hall at Agri LB fixed problems with the roller doors, but a new save game is required to changes take effect. So I believe that's up here. And the storage hall at the Agri LB. Agri LB, okay, yeah, right here. So let's see, it looks like potentially these, all these doors here just weren't functioning properly. Because these are the only doors I can see. Yeah, so that looks to be it. Let's see, that's all the changes, again, for what I believe is changelog 1.1.0.1. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, please show them by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing that shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.